Jesus Christ, really?
Don't forget to become a member of UnrealEntGaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right, Seth?
I already joined his Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. But did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
Blew up the domino. You blew up the dominoes and you're laughing. Do you realize the f***ing crisis here?
And you will be next. Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
Kakarot! Kakarot!
What an unusually high battle power from a monstrous fusion such as this! Cooliza's fusion is a feat that piques my curiosity, especially now that he's unveiled this new Omega form of his. And so the time has finally come for us to bear witness to the true extent of what both Goku and Vegeta are capable of in this battle against Frieza's fusion. Power alone does not always guarantee victory in a fight, for it is the heart, spirit, and the desire to lay everything on the line, including your own life, that determines the outcome. And though Omega Cooliza appears to be in a league of his own, if Vegeta and Goku are not successful in their battle against the fusion, then it'll be the end of everything as they know it.
Our story now continues following the events of Cooliza being shown having to unveil and unleashing his true power now onto the surface. As with the newly transformed Omega Cooliza now being shown having to stand before Goku and Vegeta, it was only just as Cooliza went on to address them where Cooliza then went on to comment, "I want you both to gaze upon the incarnation of your deepest, darkest nightmares that has now manifested into becoming your unfortunate reality, Saiyans. What you are seeing is the epitome of supreme power. And if you thought that I was difficult to destroy before, then the two of you stand no chance at what I am now. And as it stands, I am stronger than both of you and you know it. So it doesn't matter who you decide to bring here with you or how many of you attempt to attack me together, you will all single-handedly fail. So you can both try as much as you'd like and I'll gladly show you the difference now between us. First, I will punish you both, inflicting as much physical damage onto your individual bodies that I could, and once I've had my fill at watching you each suffer, then that's when the two of you will be destroyed." Interesting, the power emanating from this fusion is extremely abnormal, Buddha went on to then chime in, and from what I can sense down there, he also appears to be much stronger than the Saiyan mortals as well. What say you, Akuma? I agree, Akuma responds. However, I doubt that it'll be an easy fight for that fusion to win, especially since neither of these Saiyans look as though they're about to give up anytime soon. Keep your eyes on them at all costs, if anything, with Primal Goku then responding, "Oh well, this is just great. Now their fusion is far above what either of us are with in the moment, and we're only starting to get more and more tired the longer this continues. Oh, any ideas on how you want to go about this, Vegeta?" With Vegeta responding, "Oh well, dropping out of either one of our forms isn't going to help us, so whatever happens, make sure that you remain in your primal form while you can. It's either going to be him or us, and so we have to try and find a way to slow him down before he gets going. You Saiyans could never understand the depths of the rage and hatred that festers within me that I have for the two of you. And the gap between our power now couldn't be any more obvious if it already wasn't before. And so here's one of many examples of what I mean. This little ball of energy here has enough power behind it to wipe out our entire universe if ignited. And so what makes either of you believe that you can possibly compete with what I am now, Cooliza asks, let alone what I have yet to fully show you both once we start fighting again. We took every possible approach that we could in order to make sure that we never fall to either of you monkeys ever again, even if it meant temporarily mixing your DNA with ours to do it. Now this is going to be good, Yoshido then went on to comment. What do you think, Tekira? You think these two will have what it takes to be done with this fusion so that we can go back and finish that tournament, or are they both doomed? With Tekira responding, unless they are able to find the source of that fusion's weakness, then they will fall, so I wouldn't rule them out of this yet, so let's see. I possess the greatest power in the entire universe with no equal in sight, Cooliza went on to then continue, and what you both are about to experience will be the last battle that either of you will ever wage. Our might knows no bounds, our potential knows no bounds, and our power is second to none, especially when compared to yours. And don't you dare even think for 1 second that our fusion is anything remotely similar to either of yours, Cooliza continues, because unlike your fusion, ours isn't limited by the restrictions of our power output, which means that we can continue to grow stronger along the way with no drawbacks on how long we can remain fused either. A full hour is more than enough to crush you both beneath the might of our ultimate power, and that is exactly what we intend to do now that we're ready to finally put you both to rest. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Tekira? Budo then went on to turn by asking, because from what it sounds like, if that fusion is somehow able to destroy the mortal Saiyans below, then he will likely try and challenge us next, which would certainly be a big mistake if he does. So should we go and put an end to him now or what? With Tekira responding, this is not our battle, so we will remain here and watch in the meantime. We have no business getting involved in something that doesn't require us to be a part of, and so unless they are foolish enough to attack us first, then we will wait and watch. As Cooliza had now gone as far as to stick his arm out by then responding, you two have stood in the way of my plans for the very last time. Our destinies couldn't be any more intertwined, especially with the history that we all share, which is why this is going to be so extremely satisfying for me, and so it begins then. And since he's already here, this will now save me both the time and the trouble of looking for him once you both die, because once you are both dead and out of my way for good, then the god of destruction Beerus is next. What did that freak of a fusion just say? Beerus went on to then ask. Correct me if I'm wrong in case my ears aren't properly able to hear what they just said, but did Frieza's fusion just mention coming after me after he destroys both Goku and Vegeta down there? Oh, now that does it. With Whis chiming in, and I wouldn't jump into this battle quite yet if I were you, my lord, as if it wasn't obvious already, this Omega variant that Cooliza is displaying is much stronger than you are. So this battle does not involve any of us, as Tekira mentioned, and so we will leave this up to Goku and Vegeta to take care of, since this was of course why we came here in the first place, to which as Cooliza was now shown aiming his arm back down, it was only just before Cooliza was now shown getting ready to make his move where Cooliza then went on to respond, now I think it's time that we start to see just how good the two of you really are. Yes, now let's start with seeing how good your eyes are. So you better both start moving fast, because I'm about to pick the two of you apart without you even having the chance to see what hit you. Oh, this is it. He's about to make his move on us, Vegeta. Stay sharp. With Vegeta responding, I'm ready, but look closer. He isn't using energy in a way of creating any sort of energy attack, which means it's a forced base attack. Kakarot, get out of the way now or you'll be caught! To which seconds later, as the ground beneath them was now being shown getting completely destroyed, it was only just after both Vegeta and Goku were now shown getting out of harm's way was when Vegeta then went on to shout, oh damn them! That was way too close of a call and we barely even saw it coming. Are they nuts or what? But then, it was just from out of nowhere where Omega Cooliza was now shown making his first move on Mastered Ultra Ego Vegeta by from there being shown kicking him away, as Cooliza then went on to respond, let's get this out of the way now and start with you, since you and this ridiculous destroyer power of yours has been a thorn on my side since the very beginning, Vegeta. Whoa, now that was fast, Yoshido then went on to chime in. Not bad, actually, not bad at all. They took the fusion's bait and fell right into his oncoming attack, which caught the purple one off guard. What a bunch of idiots, especially that mortal Goku, Budo then went on to respond. Well, let's see if he can do what he did against us with this fusion, and for his sake, they better hurry up and win. Never mind the amount of times where you should have died a long time ago before, Vegeta. I promised that I'd show you pain. I tried warning you that this would happen, but at least now I will have the chance to crush you both since Goku's here with you. Now start begging, Saiyan. I want to hear you beg for your life. But then, it was only just now from behind Cooliza as Primal Ultra Instinct Goku was now shown making his way towards him, where Cooliza then went on to continue. And here comes the other one to the rescue. Yes, monkeys always did manage to travel in packs before they were all destroyed by me. That's right, Goku, right this way. Now let's see which one of our Apex forms is truly the superior of the two. In which upon Primal Ultra Instinct Goku now shown having to attempt to strike Cooliza with Cooliza all of a sudden now vanishing, that's when Cooliza went on to then continue. Oh, I'm sorry, were you thinking that you'd catch me off guard and assume that I wouldn't already see you coming, Saiyan? Perhaps I was just expecting for you to be a little faster than this, God Monkey. Now don't tire out on me just yet, slave, because it's my turn now. Oh, damn it, where did he go? Goku then went on to further question. No, his reaction speed is a lot greater than I thought it'd be, and so now where did he go? It feels like he's using instant transmission to move around, but it also feels like he's a lot faster than that too, with Vegeta then having to shout, That's because he is! To your side, Kakarot! He's coming up right next to you! In which from out of nowhere, before you know it, as soon as Cooliza was now shown having to strike Goku on the side of his ribs by using his knee, was when Omega Cooliza went on to respond. Now that's what you call true speed, God Monkey! You two are a complete joke compared to what I am now. So come now, Goku. There is much for me to show you, in which upon Cooliza now being shown dragging Goku away, it was only just as a very angry Vegeta was beginning to oversee this where the Grand Priest then went on to chime in. And I must admit and say that to see Cooliza's fusion be able to fight apart both Goku and Vegeta like this is definitely impressive, and yet also very alarming too, to say the least, as Vegeta went on to comment, oh, this is just insane. There has to be some kind of a way to disorient their fusion, but how? If what they said about their enhanced time limit is true, then surely their hour has to be coming to an end soon, but are they aware? No, they certainly must know, unless their arrogance has blinded them from the truth. And if that's the case, then that leaves them vulnerable. Their power output could be the key to ripping their fusion apart in the long run. In which when then going back to Cooliza and Goku, with Cooliza being shown throwing Goku back down onto the ground, that was when Cooliza went on to respond, You Saiyans could never understand on how long I've waited to see this day between us. While the two of you were busy training away, I made sure to take every possible approach that I could in order to counter everything that either of you would ever throw my way. Everything, you dirty little monkeys. I've harnessed my anger in ways to where I am now able to channel this emotion into raw power to use against you. Your Saiyan heritage is all that remains from a long-forgotten era, Cooliza then continues, which I plan to wipe away for good once this day is over. And I will use your own techniques and power against you both to do it. Now watch as I use yet another one of your adversary's techniques against you. So try as much as you'd like. I can already sense you both tiring out the longer this goes. Imagine being crushed beneath the weight of your own planet's energy while you both wither away within the depths of your own failure to do anything about it to stop me. Ironic, isn't it, monkeys? Alright, that one really hurt just now. Goku then went on to get up by responding, Oh, so I was right. He's moving at speeds which go way beyond the pace of even my instant transmission. And he's able to do it while masking his energy too. Well, don't skip ahead and get the wrong idea here, Cooliza, cause the Frieza inside of you should already know what me and Vegeta are capable of, and especially once we're both backed into a corner with no other way out except through our opponents. And if you haven't figured that out by now, Goku then went on to continue, then you will soon enough. And although you've enhanced these Potara earrings to maintain this body of yours, and I think you're really starting to underestimate our knowledge on those things, and especially since we've had way more experience of using them than you ever did. You really think that you can pull this master plan of yours off and destroy us both for good this time? And of course I will, Cooliza then went on to quickly respond. And I don't care how experienced the two of you are by using these Potaras. Your bluff means absolutely nothing to me, but then it was only just now from out of nowhere behind Cooliza was when Mastered Ultra Ego Vegeta had now gone as far as to blindside Cooliza by then shouting, "Well, it should, and it's not a bluff, you coward! We are far from done, and so now you have my blood pumping. And if you think that we aren't going to turn this around on you, then you're in for a rude awakening, Fusion." In which seconds later, even despite Vegeta's best attempts of blasting Cooliza from behind, it was just as Cooliza was now shown having to deflect each and every single one of Vegeta's energy blasts away was when Beerus then went on to chime in, "I don't like this one bit, Whis. And it's hard to tell, but are those Saiyans really running out of gas down there or what? Well, they have been fighting separately for an ongoing period of time, my lord, but, well, even if they are both starting to feel exhausted, I still don't think that they will fall." In which seconds later, the moment Vegeta had now created an opening for Goku to swoop on in and now attack Cooliza was when Vegeta then went on to shout, "Now, Kakarot, while you have the chance! Oh, there we are, now I've got you," with Cooliza then responding, "Oh, you thought I couldn't see you coming? Your coordinated efforts of attacking me won't help you this time, monkey." "Oh, this fusion freak is good," Yoshido then went on to chime in. "I like him. He's also very sturdy compared to how his body was just a few minutes ago, too, so now we're talking." And as expected, Cooliza continues, "Trash will always belong with trash no matter the size, filthy Saiyans. You are both oh so predictable. You follow the same method of attack despite knowing that you can't win. But here you go, Vegeta." Cooliza then went on to throw Goku into Vegeta by then responding, "A bit of target practice for you since your aim is starting to miss its mark." "No, now how is that fair?" Whis Beerus then went on to quickly shout, "That fusion's starting to use those Saiyans in ways where they'll attack one another on accident." Well, Cooliza is fighting dirty, which is exactly why the odds are leaning more in his favor for the time being, Whis then went on to respond. He already knows what to expect from both Goku and Vegeta, which is why he is starting to use them to attack one another indirectly, because he knows that it'll help him, to which as Vegeta was now shown doing just that, that was when Vegeta then went on to shout, "God damn it, he used Kakarot as a ploy! Get out of my way, you fool! Focus! He's trying to do whatever that he can to confuse us! Oh, damn it! Well, come on then, Fusion! Just remember that the longer this goes, the stronger I'm going to continue to get, and you know it, coward! Now come on!" With Cooliza then being shown dashing towards Vegeta by then responding, "Oh, don't try and act like this body of yours doesn't have its limits, whereas mine remains indestructible, Vegeta. You had your chance to try and destroy me like you said you were, and you couldn't do it. And the reason on why you couldn't do it was because you simply weren't strong enough to match me, and you know it. You worthless worms underestimated the lengths that I would go to in order to achieve my goals against you. I'd sacrifice anything and anyone that I could to ensure my dominance and rightful place as the ruler of all creatures across the cosmos." Oh, just what the hell is going on with those two down there? Beerus then went on to further question. "Can those Saiyans not use their full power against that fusion or what? Oh, this is just getting very annoying, and I can't help but feel as though something's off. What's going on with them, Whis? Are they finished down there against this monster or not? Because I refuse to accept this as being the outcome of their battle." With Whis responding, "Well, this might come off as a bit unusual to you, my lord, but I have this feeling that both Goku and Vegeta know exactly what they're doing down there. Try and look closely." With Brutal then having to ask, "Is that true? You see something, don't you? Tell us, are the Saiyan mortals doomed to fail or not?" With Tekira responding, "They will lose only if they fail to capitalize on the fusion's remaining time limit in battle. The Saiyans appear to be studying this Cooliza despite sustaining massive amounts of damage onto their physical bodies while they do it. The source that the mortal Saiyans appear to be looking for, Tekira continues, appears to be coming from a single concentrated point within the body. It's likely that they are both looking to disrupt the fusion's energy source that binds the two warriors within together, as they look to try and break the fusion down from within first. The key is to keep Cooliza in a constant motion, pushing them to further exert more and more power until their body can no longer sustain it, thus cracking them from the inside first. And with that fusion's internal clock ticking, it looks like they're trying to manipulate his movements in order to force Cooliza into further draining his power rapidly, rather than in small periods of time like he has so far. And by further exploiting their overconfidence, they will be more susceptible to making reckless decisions, which the Saiyan mortals can then use against him. Now, although the strength of this fusion is formidable, even surpassing them both in battle, the more powerful they continue to become, the quicker they will exhaust their energy and burn right through their remaining time while fused. Ah, so then it's a race against time then, huh? So then that means if they don't find a way to disrupt that fusion synergy soon, Yoshido then went on to continue, then they'll be slaughtered down there since the fusion appears to be in complete control. As Akuma then went on to chime in, and from what it looks like, if those two aren't at full power to expose the fusion's vulnerabilities, then they've already lost, with Beerus chiming in, wait, so you're telling me that those two are fighting on borrowed time? Bro, how in the world are they supposed to weaken the internal bond of what keeps that fusion whole, and if they aren't strong enough to break through his outer defenses in order to get to the core of where they want to be? With Whis responding, well, by getting Cooliza to slowly start to crack first is what I think will be what helps them. And if Cooliza cannot focus due to his emotions getting in the way of his logic, then they may have found their window. As even the Grand Priest went on to chime in, the combination of psychological warfare and strategic attacks will be the key in unraveling the fusion's flaws, though there are in fact one of two outcomes that may in fact happen here, the Grand Priest continues. Either the Saiyans will figure out a way to cripple the fusion from within first, and thus forcing Cooliza in overexerting himself, or he will likely catch on to what the Saiyans are trying to do and destroy them both before they have the chance to do it. Interesting, then we will watch and wait to see which of these outcomes comes true then. In which, in the meantime, when then going back to Goku and Cooliza, as soon as Goku was now shown having to miss one of his strikes was when Cooliza then went on to respond, despite having a new form and being at your best, you are making this way too easy for me, Goku. It'll take a miracle for you and Vegeta to come close in beating me, but any hope of either of you monkeys having any sort of miracle against me is only but a dream. In which within that very moment, as Cooliza was now shown grabbing onto Goku's ankles and spinning him around, that's when Cooliza went on to continue, but this is one dream that you will never be able to wake yourself back out of, no matter how badly you try, feeble monkey. Come now, let's go for a spin. Oh, I've had enough of your games, Vegeta then quickly went on to shout by dashing towards Cooliza. Let go of that idiot and come fight me instead, you coward. But Cooliza, on the other hand, had different intentions, because upon now being shown having to use Goku as a means of knocking Vegeta away, was when Cooliza had continued in spinning Goku around by responding, you don't get to tell me what the rules in this fight are, Vegeta. Now out of my way, monkey. Oh, you better stand back up and continue to fight, Vegeta. Fight through the pain and don't let Goku or that stupid fusion outshine you, do you hear me? Oh, just look at them. They're dropping like flies down there and the fight just started, Yoshido went on to then chime in. So, nobody here is willing to make a wager on this fight? No? Anyone? So I hear that while I was butchering your friends and family here on Earth, Cooliza then went on to address Goku by then telling him that you were off somewhere in a faraway place waging war against the 5 strongest in the multiverse. Now, were you? Well, how cute, Saiyan, but here's to a friendly reminder for you on why you should have stayed where you were while you were with them, Cooliza then went on to shout by throwing Goku directly towards the 5 and the gods. There is no need for there to be 5 when you are looking at the one true strongest in the multiverse. Bro, that pile of trash really decided to throw that Saiyan towards us on purpose, Beerus then went on to quickly chime in. Oh, he's going to crash right into us, damn it! As even Goku then went on to say to himself, I can't stop it. The force behind the way he just threw me is too much. I can't concentrate properly enough to escape. But then, it was only now shockingly from out of nowhere before Goku had gone as far as to crash into the others. It was only from out of nowhere where Budo of all individuals had now gone as far as to save Goku by then responding, "Watch where you're going, Saiyan. The last thing we need from you is to crash right into the rest of us while we're waiting for you and your Saiyan friend down there to hurry up and finish this. Now get it together so that we can finally go back and finish that tournament against you, Goku." Budo, hey, nice save there, so thanks a lot for that, Goku then went on to respond. "If you didn't stop me from flying out any further just now, then I likely would have just crashed right into everyone back there, so I owe you one," with Budo responding, "I don't need your gratitude, Saiyan. Now what's wrong with you? You don't appear to be fighting with the same focus and fire that you had when fighting against us. So what's your deal here, and what happened to that angel form of yours that you used before? Have you lost your ways in this battle or what? Cough it up right now," with Goku responding, "Well, I kinda still feel like my body hasn't fully cooled down since using that angelic power against Tekira, so, and on top of that, I can't seem to concentrate with my mind being so fixated on Cooliza's fusion and all, so I may need a second just to fully be able to collect myself so that way I can focus again," with Budo responding, "Then you better hurry it up and make it quick because it doesn't look like you or your friend down there can keep this going forever. And for your sake, you owe us for coming here," Budo continues, "so that is why you better make this quick while you still can because I'm tired of waiting," as Akuma then went on to surprisingly chime in from behind by responding, "You do understand that we aren't going to wait around forever in order for this to finally be done, don't you? How is it that you were fully focused against us before, but seem to have lost your edge when up against the fusion creature below?" with Goku responding, "Well, that's actually a good question. I guess it's because it's Frieza we're dealing with here, and the last thing that I ever expected to find out was to hear about how he came back to Earth after taking this weird serum, of course along with his brother on top of that, but by also going as far as to use the Potara earrings as a contingency plan." "You! How dare you stand in the way of our battle by saving that disgusting waste of life," Cooliza then went on to point out by shouting. "You all there must be the 5 strongest in the multiverse that I kept hearing Vegeta brag about. Yes, how very interesting. Well, if choosing to side with this monkey is the hill that you wish to die on, then let us start by piling this hill sky high with the bodies of those whom wish to die with him." In which, shockingly enough, the moment Cooliza was from that point then shown firing a beam directly towards Akuma, it was only just as Goku had now gone as far as to warn Akuma, where Goku then went on to shout, "Oh no, hey, look out behind, wretched creature," Akuma then went on to quickly respond, "You clearly have no idea on who it is that you're threatening here. We are nothing alike, and your late acclaim as being greater than us couldn't be further from the truth, mortal. And unless you wish to keep the life that you currently have, whether you are fused into one body with your brother or not, it would be wise for you to keep the 5 of us out of your business with these Saiyans unless you want to be destroyed, just like your attack here," with Goku then surprisingly responding, "Whoa, Akuma completely vaporized Cooliza's blast without even having to turn his head to look, and let alone even having to try. Amazing," with Akuma continuing, "And so we will not warn you again. If you go and try that little stunt of yours like that again in order to provoke us, then you will be dealing with the 4 of us instead of dealing with Goku and Vegeta. And as impressive as this power of yours is, it is nothing compared to our own," Akuma continues, "and if you're truly feeling lucky today, then try us and see what will happen. There will be no more warnings from here on, creature. You will not hurt these creatures by using any of us as bait for you to try and do it," with Cooliza responding, "And is any of that supposed to scare me, please? I don't care who you are or how powerful you all claim to be, because I'll have no problem tearing into the 5 of you just like I'm tearing into these monkeys. So your empty threats don't faze me," to which upon Tekira, Akuma, and Budo now being shown standing in front of Goku, it was only just as they were now shown having to do so was when Budo then went on to respond, "Then if you truly want to test your luck and find out what we're really all about, then make your move and do your worst and watch us break you in half. Now just try it." You have no idea on just how far you're about to be pulled in deep waters, Fusion, Tekira then went on to chime in. It would be wise for you to resume your battle with the Saiyans rather than running the risk of being annihilated by us. The choice is yours. Now, I don't know how big of a brain you have under that big metal-looking skull of yours, Yoshido then went on to pop in from behind by responding, but you'd be crazy to think that you'd be able to actually hang with any of the 5 of us, with Cooliza responding, you pathetic puppets think this is some kind of a game? I'll gladly fight all of you together, and I'll start by slaughtering you as being my first victim, slave. You will know true power when you see it, with Yoshido responding, oh yeah? Now we're talking. Alright then, big boy, go on, hit me. Make my day. But before Cooliza could go as far as to now do so, it was only just when Cooliza was shown having to wind his hand back where Goku from out of nowhere went on to shout, oh no you don't! Leave them out of this, Cooliza! Your fight is with me and Vegeta, not them, and so I'm not letting go until our fight is over, you hear me? But then, it was only just when Goku was now shown having to say this where Cooliza had now gone as far as to headbutt Goku by then responding, you get your disgusting hands off of me, Saiyan! You don't get to tell me what to do around here, not even in your wildest dreams, monkey! And to think that those were the warriors whom you've been fighting with this entire time. I'll show them. I'll show each of them once I'm done with the 2 of you. I'll shred any and every warrior in the multiverse if I need to, once I'm done with my business here and with them. But first, I want you both to know, both you and Vegeta, Cooliza then went on to drag on Goku down by telling him, along with being the first to truly experience the true depth and nature of my terrifying and unmatched power, you both will pay dearly. And no matter which one of you is the first to go, the other will soon follow. I can't break free, Goku then went on to utter. Oh, curse that freak and that ridiculous fusion, Vegeta then went on to respond by standing back up. But what was that just now when among the 5 in the sky? It was faint, but I sensed friction coming from their spirit just now. Could that be it? It has to be. And if it is, then that's my ticket, Vegeta went on to respond. That fusion has completely lost his mind if he thought he was about to fight the 5 strongest and expect to actually win, Beerus went on to chime in. Well, even if he tried, the Grand Priest responds, and I highly doubt that he would have gotten past any of the other 4 as it is, although the fusion's unnatural power is right behind Budo's, and I still don't see a scenario happening where Budo would have lost to such a creature. I would have wiped the floor with his body down there, Budo then went on to respond. He would have been a fool to go and actually try to make a move on me, with the Grand Priest responding, but I will admit and say that it surely would have been an entertaining battle to see take place, that much is for sure. Oh hey, focus for a second and just listen, Vegeta went on to address Goku by then telling him, did you sense that too while you were up there with him or what? There was a moment of friction that was coming from his spirit within, with Goku responding, yeah, but just barely. I couldn't focus fully to tell, but I felt it too. Listen, as crazy as this may sound, if we continue to fight him like this, then we'll likely drop out of our forms before he does. He's way too strong for us to continue to brawl with like this, and we'll need to think of another plan, as Cooliza then went on to respond, just look at you both. All these years that the 2 of you have devoted towards playing catch-up and not realizing who the true strongest was this entire time. Me. And I'll make sure to keep it that way, monkeys. So are you both ready to head into the afterlife, or do you want me to continue to beat you down some more before I go and send you there? With Vegeta then responding, oh, and so what are you proposing here, Kakarot? The plan is fairly obvious, and I yearn to hurry and get back in there against him so that way I can finally destroy them for good. Especially Frieza, with Goku responding, well, we probably aren't going to make it very far like this, especially if we're both already exhausted as we are, so there's only one other way for us to put an end to him for good, Vegeta, with Vegeta responding, wait a second. And just what exactly are you getting at here, Kakarot? You better not dare say it. You know what it is, and it might be our only other shot that we've got, with Cooliza then having to respond, and just what in the world could the 2 of you possibly be whispering about over there? Are you 2 trying to decide on who will be dying first, or what? With Goku then responding, oh come on Vegeta, it's been a long time since we went along ahead to use fusion anyways, and besides, Besides, with our combined powers with where we are right now, there's no way Frieza's fusion would be able to hold a candle to what we could accomplish. We don't have much of a choice here, Vegeta, with Vegeta responding, "That isn't the point, Kakarot. We have trained together for years, and our bond as rivals is what pushed us to come this far in our lives. And although I have no doubt that our fusion would obliterate this bastard without a trace, I want to prove to myself that I can beat Frieza's fusion alone, by using my own strength to do it and not solely rely on fusion as an escape unless we need to. I want to destroy Frieza on my own terms," Vegeta continues, "in my own way, and not through some temporary means of joining bodies to do it. Not against him, Kakarot. Our history with him runs very, very deep, and the path to victory lies in our bond as warriors to face them alone, even if it kills us. All I can think about is how badly I want to watch him suffer, Kakarot. You could never understand the hatred that I share for him and for what he's done. So you could forget it, whether it's Vegeta or Gogeta, and it doesn't matter. We've come too far and have given too much to reach the levels of which we are now, only to stop now. So I say we fight them alone, no fusion. And if we die, then that's fate. And if you don't understand the meaning behind my request, then stand aside and let me do this alone," with Goku responding, "Man, you're really serious about this, aren't you? Well, I mean, are you sure? And I get where you're coming from and all, but this could be the one and only shot that we have at pulling this off if we do. So is that your final answer?" with Vegeta responding, "Yes, it is. Now are you with me or are you not? We don't have too much time left. This is everything that we've dedicated our entire lives into, Kakarot. And if we die, then we die. But one thing is for sure, and that's if he's going to kill us, then I'm going to take a piece of that coward with me in hell," with Goku responding, "Well, alright Vegeta, I'm with you, and so I understand, and if we aren't going to be using fusion to stop him, then let's go all out by using everything that we're made of to finally put an end to this monster once and for all. And if we die, then I guess we'll die trying," with Vegeta responding, "Well, it looks like you haven't gone all soft on me after all, you clown. Then let's finish this for good. But remember, if anything were to happen to their fusion that causes them to separate, then Frieza is mine. Got it? No excuses." To which upon Goku and Vegeta now getting ready to face off against Omega Cooliza again, it was only just as the two were now shown getting ready was when Primal Goku then went on to respond, "Alright Cooliza, and it's all or nothing, we're ready, so let's do this," with Vegeta responding, "Follow my lead going into this. I have an idea that just might work," with Cooliza responding, "Very good, and so now, are you both ready to finally die?" with Beerus chiming in, "Now I see, very good. So, they've decided to face him alone. Now this ought to be one for the ages." "Oh, and how fitting it is, isn't it?" Whis responds, "Warriors of Universe 7, students of the gods. One whom walks down the path of a destroyer, and another whom walks down the path of an angel, united as one. How truly amazing." To which upon that very moment, as both Primal Ultra Instinct Goku and Master Ultra Ego Vegeta were now shown going all out, it was just as the two were now shown having to power up and exerting everything they had was when the Grand Priest went on to chime in, "What a truly magnificent sight to behold. So, they have now finally decided to use everything that they are made of in order to finally rid themselves of the burden that haunts their history." Then as we watch them showcase their absolute power against this mighty fusion, we will watch and see what the outcome results in between them, as it was only right then and there now during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super Story of the Top 5 Strongest Warriors in the Multiverse Manga Chapter number 60 special then comes to a close. Now this is it, with our characters now having to fully understand as to what it is they need to do to slow Cooliza down. This is only now going to be the beginning of so much more to come, to which you do not want to miss out on the upcoming manga chapter, which will be that of Manga Chapter number 61, which will be made available right now on my Patreon for those of you out there who are members to see. So if you would not only want to support the fan manga content that you see on this channel, but also gain exclusive access to so much more, then I do encourage for all of you guys to become a member of my Patreon today, patreon.com/UnrealEntGaming, to which I will go on ahead and leave that link located down in the description box below and pinned comment section below as well, because what I do want to go on ahead now and share more light on is the concept of fusion, and that's one of the main reasons as to why Vegeta had gone as far as to decline the concept of fusion with Goku, is because it wouldn't be as personally satisfying as by having either Gogeta or Vegeta be the one to destroy Cooliza's fusion, and Vegeta's entire MO from the very beginning is to want to defeat this fusion by himself, specifically by going after Frieza when it's all said and done, because obviously, of course, everything is more personal, they share the most amount of history with each other, so by no means does this imply that we aren't going to be seeing fusion, especially in the sequel, because we are. So again, I cannot wait to show you guys as to what we have coming up next. So once more, I want to thank you all so much for being here, and thank you all so much for watching. To which, once again, if you also just so happen to be new to this channel, then I do encourage for all of you guys to head on over and smash that subscribe button, on top of giving this video a big fat thumbs up by smashing that like button down below. Tune back in for more. Thank you all once again, and with all that being said, I will be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy, everybody, and have a great day. Peace!
Hello! Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi!
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.